All right, it is time to show you something we've been working on for quite a little bit here. This is Forms 2.0, a major evolutionary jump to what Forms can do in Statamic. The main idea behind this next version is to take Forms from being like a developer-centric or a developer really a developer-centric tool to being something that any non-technical user can use to create forms, collect surveys. It'd be a lot more intuitive, an interface that's a lot more intuitive, and you'll see what I mean when we get into it. So rather than explain everything, let's just build a brand new form, and you'll see most of the good new bits as we go. All right, let's do it. Let's create a form. Let's pretend we're a photographer, and we're going to make a book a photo shoot form. Once we hit create, you're going to get dumped into the brand new 3-panel editor screen. It's part of the new goodness. On the left-hand side, we've got a sidebar full of all the different field types that are available to you. On the right-hand side, if you click on things, it'll explain what they do. Or if you're dropping a field in, so let's just drop like name in here. This is where you'll edit the configuration for that field. Edit logic, validation, all that kind of stuff is right here. Everything's resizable. Double click to snap back to the default. Kind of like it works like it should have always been this way. Up at the top, we've got the different breadcrumbs, the different sections of the form. You start by editing, then you attach or can view the logic that you've set up. You can connect stuff like email notifications, different actions and stuff that get triggered. Add-ons can integrate here. If you have results, they go there, configure some final like globally form kind of stuff. And so let's just start building a form, and you can kind of see how all this comes together. So page 1, let's just call this like contact info. It's like the first section here, and we're just gonna have name, and down here under contact info we'll add email and phone. As you can see, we've got a bunch more field types that aren't necessarily the same ones as the main Blueprint builder. And that's because a lot of these are kind of the same primitive fields underneath the hood, but they're pre-wired with validation, just kind of pre-configured. So you've got email is already an input type email with validation rules, phone number, kind of the same deal. So you don't have to think about, well, I want a text field, but I also want it to like work this way. You don't need to think through that. You just go grab the email, you grab the phone. And so a lot of this, user experience is designed for like that non-technical user, but still intuitive for everybody. So I think developers will like it too. We like it. All right, so this is kind of our first section. We have the notion of multi-page forms now. They can be resumable at a later date. So let's just throw a page break in, and let's add a second section. This would be like shoot details, right? So we'll do like this, and then we're gonna add, like what kind of photo shoot you want. And let's use one of these new fields as an image choice. So the image choice is gonna be, we'll call this session type, and we're going to add a couple of options, and we're going to use images to let the user pick what those are. So the first would be, you can see I've tried to make this video a couple times now. Portrait, we're going to pick an image, and it's going to be a portrait image. We're going to add another option, and it's going to be event, and that's going to be an event image. And then the third option is gonna be like a product photo, and we'll pick a product image there. Come down, there's a couple more things. You can allow selecting multiple, you can put them in columns. I'm gonna use a square aspect ratio because it happens to be what these images are. Next, what else do we need to know about a photo shoot? Date seems pretty useful. So let's add a date field here. I'm just gonna call it date. And then finally, let's drop a select field, drop down here. And we're going to call this location. And let's assume that there's two different ways that the photographer likes to work. There's either come to my studio, or there's I'm going to go on site. So we're going to create that. Let's just save our progress. And then if you're going to do an on-site photo shoot, we're going to want to collect some additional information like where is it? How far do we need to go for planning purposes? So let's add location and some fields there. I'm going to drop in the brand new address field bam, already pre-wired for you. And then we're gonna add like a text field for like special instructions, right? It's like, like there's a guard gate or anything like that. So just like a chance for people to add a little bit extra information. Then finally, let's make one more section, one more page at the end, and it's gonna be a checkbox field. And that's gonna be check boxes, and it's gonna just be like agree to terms. So you're gonna add an option, call it agree, and the label says, I agree, I won't pretend I took these photos with my iPhone. All right, we're gonna save. And then we're actually gonna go through, we don't want this location field to be this section, this page. It's not applicable to everybody. So we're gonna add some logic to this next page button. So when you click this button, it's gonna go say, all right, if the location equals, in this case, studio, we're gonna skip that field. So it's gonna go right over to page 4. If it doesn't equal studio, that's on site, and then we're gonna show that extra location page. All right, I think this is all good. We'll just step through here. You can see that logic that we set up. You can add additional page logic where it moves you around through pages based on fields or values. You can also do per field logic, like show this field if this field is checked or is this value. So all that stuff will show up here. And we also have a tree view, so you can see where those logic flows happen. So in this case, we have that logic attached to location where one of the values lets you skip page 3. We also have a nice little, we have these field numbers, if that helps you. We have, back in this edit view, actually is also kind of cool. We have a collapsed view that will just show you the field names, and it's just a little bit easier, quicker to scan. You can put the field numbers next to them, etc. So just depending on how you like to work with your forms. Next would be the connect section, where you would attach like email notifications, connect to Zapier, workflows, MailChimp, all that kind of stuff. We're finalizing some additional integrations here. If there were results, they would show up there. And then finally, this is kind of more like system level stuff about the form, like the name, whether you're going to store submissions or just allow it to like trigger emails and not save anything if you want to do that. We have this access section, so you can turn a form off after a certain date. You can set submission limits, so maybe you only want to collect 50 total, per month or per day, depending on your use case. You can require a login, so if you have like a members only area of the site, you can make sure that only members can submit forms, stuff like that. And then finally, one of my favorite features, hopefully yours too, maybe some of you, is going to be this Automagic form. So if we turn that on, I'm going to save it. You now can have a dedicated URL just for your form, as if you were using Google Docs or Sheets or whatever they're called, or like Typeform, FormKit, all those like SaaS-based form apps. You just click View. You now have a dedicated pre-built hosted form for you with all the logic, a nice little clean UI all done for you. So we can go ahead and just fill this form out. David Hasselhoff at example.com. As you can see, validations are 1, 2, 3, 4. Next page, we're going to do a portrait. We're going to say, let's do it on my birthday. And then the location is going to be in the studio. So we're going to click next, and we skipped right over that location page because that wasn't necessary. We're going to agree to the terms, and then there you go. That submission is recorded. So we can come back now, look at results, and kind of same as before, you can add the different information, different fields rather, columns that are important to you that you would like. You can drag and drop and rearrange these and pull up all that stuff that way. We can generate fake submissions. So we have some additional data you can use to like make sure everything's set up correctly. So you pop this open, you can see all the fields, you can see what they've picked. And we have some other cool stuff coming, not quite finished yet, but visualizations where you can look at charts and bar charts and graphs and different things of your data, depending on the type of fields that you're using. So this is a pretty good look at what's going to be possible. Everything Forms 1.0 did, you can still do. You can have all your own HTML, template this stuff with Statamic tags. Obviously it supports antlers, blade, whatever. But you'll also be able to just like embed the form, kind of this view of the form onto a page. There's a lot more stuff kind of at your disposal that will make it a lot easier and faster and quicker. You can override all those things like this background image, and you can style and publish those views and do whatever you want with it. But yeah, there you go. Forms 2.0 nearly done, and hopefully we'll have that out to you to play with real soon. Thanks for watching.